The first omen was not fire, nor thunder, nor any trembling of the earth, but the sudden absence of all things that made the world feel alive. On the morning the calamity began, the sky above the Northern Vale simply stopped breathing. Clouds hardened in place as if sculpted from marble, winds halted mid-stride in their wandering, and sunlight froze halfway. Through its descent, as though uncertain whether the world below deserved to be illuminated. Birds hung motionless in the cold dawn, suspended like forgotten ornaments in a world that no longer remembered movement, and into that stillness I walked, frost crunching under my boots while the world held its final breath. I had seen horrors born from curses older than kingdoms, had stepped over. Battlefields where bodies were stacked like broken shields, had hunted beasts whispered about by frightened priests, but none of those scars prepared me for the sky fracturing like bone under pressure. A thin, luminous crack opened across the frozen clouds, glowing with colors the world had no words for. It was neither lightning nor fire nor magic as I understood it. It was something older, something carved into existence long before life took its first trembling step. That fracture was not an omen. It was a memory returning, and it was watching me. As the rift pulsed, the breath of the veil returned, but it was not the breath of life. It exhaled something cold, heavy, ancient, something that tasted like forgotten graves. And at that moment I felt the dead stir, not beneath the ground but inside the world itself, as if the realm had begun remembering every life it had lost. Some of those memories belonged to people I had known. Some belonged to people I had killed. All of them seemed to whisper my name. I'm no hero and have never pretended to be one. Heroes are carved into songs. Wooden statues, their shadows stretching far beyond their mistakes. I am a wanderer shaped not by destiny, but by consequence. My past is not a scroll of triumphs, but a chain of debts I have carried across kingdoms, and yet something had called me here to the Northern Vale, a cold whisper gnawing at my heart. A pull I ignored for years until the world itself forced me to face it. The rupture in the sky was no accident. Its opening had awakened memories I thought I had buried forever. Past the ridge, the ancient Dareth wood awaited with its pillars of oak and ash stretching into the mist like the ribs of some colossal beast. Fog clung low to the ground, heavy with the scent of moss and old sorrow. But there was a wrongness to its silence, not the quiet peace of an untouched forest, but the hollow stillness of something holding its breath in fear. The trees, the soil, even the magic that lingered in the leaves felt as if they stood in mourning. When the first whisper crept through the mist, it wasn't the whisper of a creature, nor the warning of a stalker hidden in the brush. It was a memory, not mine, but the forest's. It flooded my mind with visions of ancient rituals, druids whose names had been lost to centuries, runes that glowed with forgotten power. Then came fire, ravenous and unnatural, that consumed not to burn but to erase. Then came the same silence that had frozen the sky that morning. Dareth had remembered, and now it was showing me what it feared. A figure emerged between the trees, its silhouette familiar enough to stop my breath. I knew that gate, I knew that presence, but it was impossible. He was dead. I had buried him myself, yet there he stood, or rather, something shaped from the memory of him stood there, wrapped in the forest's grief. This was No ghost or illusion. It was a memory made flesh, a fragment pulled from the world's attempt to recall what it had once lost. And the world remembered him with anger. Before I could face the phantom of my past, the ground trembled, roots stretched, and pulled back as if recoiling from a force they desperately wanted to avoid. Then, the fracture in the sky pulsed and something descended through it. A creature not born of flesh but of torn reality, its body dripping with fragments of stolen memories. Wherever its shadow fell, the air twisted, light bent, the world dimmed as if forgetting itself, time stuttered. Around it like a dying flame, and yet when its gaze swept the forest, it reacted not with curiosity, but recognition. It had come for me. The trees of Darethwood shuddered with fear, branches twisted to block its path, roots shifted to lead me away. The entire forest, bending itself in a desperate attempt to protect me. I did not know why. I did not know how. But the creature did not seek prey. It sought purpose, and something inside me, something I had forgotten, called to it. It struck with the speed of sharpened time, reality shattering. In its wake, I dodged by instinct alone, its limbs cutting through trees and reducing them to drifting ash before they touched the ground. My blade passed through its shifting form, not wounding it, but disturbing it. Memories spilled from the wound, images I had forgotten, moments I wished I never remembered. It fed on them, twisted them, returned them, warped. I saw the faces of the dead distorted into accusations. I saw choices I had buried under years of wandering. I saw the person I could have become had I taken one wrong step. The battle was not one of steel but of remembrance. But then the fracture pulsed again, sending a wave of raw power across the forest. The creature recoiled, its form unraveling into a broken reality before retreating into the shadows from which it had emerged. I remained, standing only because the world itself intervened, a thought that chilled me more than the creature's touch. Something ancient had awakened within me, something the breach recognized, something I did not yet understand. At the center of the vale lay a clearing etched with runes glowing faintly beneath frost and age. They pulsed with an almost wounded rhythm as I approached, reacting to me as though greeting an old companion. A tremor shook the air as a voice, not heard but felt, rose from the symbols. It spoke of return, of memory, of a cycle broken and now demanding restoration. And then, in a moment more terrifying than any monster's roar, I understood that the breach did not open despite me. It opened because of me. Darkness swept across the clearing, not shadow but pure absence. The world inhaled. The rift above widened once more, and from its depths a second figure emerged, larger, one clearer, wrapped not in distortion but in deliberate shape. Was human, form, yet not truly. It was made of memory, of light, of everything the world had forgotten and now sought to reclaim. And I knew in some buried place within myself that it did not come to kill me. It came to awaken something inside me that the world had tried to hide. And so began the unraveling of everything I thought I was. If you want me to continue this tale, if you wish to see what stepped through the breach, and if you're ready to learn the truth about who or what the Wanderer truly is, then don't miss episode 2. Ye, the man who walked out of the fracture.